Some days, I think it came to me in a dream. Other days, I remember sitting in my office, furiously jotting down ideas. Recently, I've come to believe it just came to me out of nowhere. It could be all of those, or none of them. All I know is that one day, I discovered it. The color. Have you ever tried to imagine a new color? That's like a Zen statement or something, isn't it? Like the one-hand clap, or the tree falling in the woods. Something that can't be done or experienced, but the idea of doing it sends the mind into some weird null reference loop, eventually just causing a stack overflow that leaves your brain all void and blank. Anyway, there I was sitting, staring at the color. Well, that's not really accurate, since it was still in my head. There I was sitting thinking of the color. Maybe? I guess in the end the semantics of it doesn't really matter. The color does. How it came to be, not so important. You know, in retrospect, I don't really understand how it works. I guess I don't care. For me, it's just another thing, you know? Just another element. Nothing more. But for others, well, I suppose I am different. Brain injury, head trauma when I was young. Rode my bicycle smack into the back of a car. Flew right through the window. Glass shards stuck all over my head. Concussion. Hospital. Forgot my own name. Stuff like that. I was lucky though. No real aftermath. Just minor cerebral challenges. I just think differently. I guess. They figure it has something to do with how my brain interprets things. Like the wires are all jumbled up somewhere. Mostly it came about in random spurts of nonsense. Mixing up names and faces. Thinking faces were names. Forgetting how to think my own language. Confusing cheese with wine. All manner of ridiculous notions. There was only ever one constant. The colors. If you think about it, how sure can you really be that you're seeing the same colors as everybody else? You really can't, can you? Sure, you can say stuff like it's blue as the sky, or red like blood, or orange like a daydream, but that still is just your interpretation of the colors, not the true colors themselves. Everyone will agree with you, but they'll be experiencing their reality, not yours. Nothing you're experiencing is real. Not really. It's just your version of real. For all you know, you can be locked inside the mind of an endless rotting carcass. The writhing maggots and horny flies vibrating your life into existence. But unlike everything else, the color is real, and it can only be described in constants. There is nothing to interpret. It's just there. A fact. A universal element. A persistent calling. My eyes work just fine. You know, I can see the same colors as everyone else. My eyes register the same light reflection as yours probably do. The same nuance and emissions. It's my brain that doesn't know how to properly decipher this rather abstract information. I guess sometimes I see red, but experience yellow. Black is white, white is black. Blue is gold, blood red is bile green. I figure that's why I'm not susceptible to the effects of the color. I figure that's why only I can ever describe it. Or maybe you can too. Did you also crash into the back of a car when you were a kid? Maybe someone dug into your brain with an ice cream scoop. Stuck a finger all the way up your nose, gently scratching the frontal lobe. You can reach it through your ears too, you know? Just try. You're probably wondering if I can describe the color. Explain it plenty. Yes, it's surprisingly easily accurate. Nothing to it. I even wrote a lengthy blog post covering everything, down to the detail, the nitty-gritty, heart of the matter. But after the incident, I figured I'd better take it down. Remove it. Undo it. Can't promise it won't resurface, though. You can't ever remove something from the internet. It won't allow you to. Some silly rule your parents signed. I told Chris about the color. Chris is a friend, coworker, artist and animator. I figured he'd appreciate a brand new color, the color. Imagine how much you can do with that color as an artist. He laughed at me at first, ridiculed me. Can't ridicule a constant though. It doesn't go anywhere. So I just stood there until I was confident he got it, understood it. He got real silent after a while. I didn't see him for a couple of days after that. People got worried, didn't call in sick or anything. So I decided to pay him a visit, see how he was getting along. Maybe he embraced the color, made something special, new, unique. I knocked on his door for a while. No answer though, but I knew where he hid his spare key, so I let myself in. Didn't smell so good, like very old cheese or wine. The place was in an array, disarray, papers all over, furniture in pieces, writings on the walls, colors all over, blood red, bile green, brain matter gray. Complex patterns though, real cerebral-like. A nod of approval. I found him by the kitchen counter. He didn't look so good. Didn't wear clothes. Lacerations all over. Weird hollow cavities where you would expect eyes. Insides on the outsides. Writhing maggots and horny flies vibrating someone into existence. He was smiling though. A nice, wide, toothless grin on his name. He discovered it too then. I was happy for him. Gave him a pat on the back. Well done, sweet friend. Well done. I'm not sure we're ready for it though. It's like an extinction event, but it only affects us, the abstract thinkers. I guess there's a plan behind it, but whose plan is it? Does it matter? There's just one reality. Your reality. The only one that matters. So if you die, will your reality die with you? Does existence stop happening? It's like the Zen statement, isn't it? If there's no one left in reality to observe it, did it even exist? Did you exist? Look, I don't have the answers. I don't even have the questions. Just a brain that works differently. I'm just here to tell you to be careful. It's just a sentence. Everything you need to know compressed into a single sentence. And then you'll see the color, but you won't be ready for it. End up like Chris, an existence locked inside the mind of the rotting carcass. So be wary. Whatever you read, whenever, wherever, if it looks strange, if the words make impossible sense, like a hyperlogical sequence, and you start feeling your mind contracting and expanding, stop reading. Gouge out your eyes, maybe. Go deeper if you have to. Protect your reality. It's the only one you have. For all you know, it's the only one anyone has. You might be all alone, plausible even. This has been my warning. I have to go now. The men in white are here. I guess they want to help me. They have no names to match their faces. No faces to match their names. Just remember, you're all alone.